Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're not really going to talk specifically about woodworking. We're going to talk a little bit about 3D printing and some stuff, and my process that I went through to kind of create what I'm getting ready to show you, and what it started off at. So stick around and watch what happens.
The idea garage, where the work feels free, turning timber and tools into memory.
Okay, what you're looking at here is something that my wife asked me to make for her. She wanted a way to store some of her makeup items. They have cylinder shapes to them, and this is the first iteration. I ended up messing up some measurements on the initial thing, so she's not using this one, but I did make another one that fits what she needed before. So basically, I went through and I designed this thing to, have all these holes in it to fit all these different things, and these are different sizes than these, and then that's even smaller right here. So for what we needed for her, it kind of worked. Like I said, this one was off, so I printed another one very similar to this, which is just giant block plastic essentially. I did try to reduce some weight, but this really didn't work out that well because the supports left a poor finish on the bottom, and it's really solid, and there's not much flexibility in this. So I started thinking that there's probably got to be a better way that I could do this that could reduce the amount of filament that we use, give a better finish on the bottom, and also make it easier to adjust these holes. So if, for instance, these are a little bit too small on this row, I can change it and create a size up and just print this row to put in. So I went through and I developed a parametric model, and basically that's in the software. You can change a parameter and it'll automatically change that inside the model. So one of the parameters is the diameter of the hole that goes in, and I changed it to be the entire row instead of having different ones in the same row. So basically, when I change that parameter, I can change the amount of holes as well to fit on there, because obviously, if you've got a larger diameter hole, you're not going to be able to fit as many on there as you would with, say, a smaller diameter hole. So I started doing this, designing this up, and as I was going through design, I'm like, you know what? I can use this too. I can use this in the wood shop. I can use this in other things. So um, what I decided, I've got a new hobby that I'm starting this, which is painting, and the little paint bottles. Needed a way to store those conveniently. So I went through and I designed these pieces, and I'll show you. This is one of the blocks here. This is actually one of the first iterations of it. This one ended up not working, and I'm going to show you why. Because this would allow you to stack up several of them. You see these little clips on the front. Allow you to stack several to get that stair step design, and then you have legs that you print to basically slot into the back. Now, if you see this, you can probably see where my problem is. I've got this dovetail, which works great for when you're sliding something down to hold, but when you print the things backwards, it doesn't quite fit. So I had to go back and fix this and change this design. So with that, this is the new leg design, and it's just a single square dovetail. You can see that. Basically slots into the back of what I like to call the back piece. So basically, one is going to have the back to basically support the legs like this, and that clips in on both sides to create that. And then you have the clips at the front to accept what I call the middle. Now, the difference between the back and the middle is this one, the back has these square slots for the legs. The middle has this slot, which actually does fit into these. So once you get that put in there like this, it creates a shelf. So you get that, and then I have a front piece which has no tabs on the front to connect, but it can slot in like this. So now I've got this modular tray which has 3 tiers, and you can change these out. So for instance, if you needed something different here, you could print a new one out and go with that. And I've created legs to go up to 5 tiers. So the largest one I've printed so far is this one here, which is a 4 tier. And I could go up one more tier, but for the purpose of this is the paint I was telling you about. I thought the 4 was would work fine because I printed 2 of these actually for the paints that I got. So iterated from this took about 10 hours to print by itself with all the support material, and it was a lot of support material on this, to all of these pieces printed flat on the plate, basically minimal support. The support for each one of these pieces, grand total of this right here. So the back where the slot is the only place support is on this model. So really like the way this came out, and I've got a wall mount that I'm printing right now. When it's finished, I'll capture some video of that and show it in action too. And I'm actually going to use that in the router table to hold my 1/4-inch router bits. So I will show you that printing. It's going right now. It should be done here in probably less than an hour. But if you can see right here, I've got this mounting plate which has holes that you can mount it to the wall, and then the same dovetail tabs that allow the shelf, the modular shelf, to slide into. So if you wanted to, you could print this for 1/4-inch bits, 1/2-inch bits, and go through. I'm going to post a link to the file in the description. You can go to Maker World, where I'm going to put that. If you look, the 6.5, that's in millimeters, is for the 1/4-inch, and the 13 is for 1/2-inch. If you're wanting to print these for router bits, the other measurements, they're taken in millimeters. You can put those in any ones you want. I've got a kind of a range from 16 to about 24 millimeters in increments of 2 up on the Maker World site. So you'll be able to download those, the sizes that you need. You can mix and match these. You don't necessarily have to print the entire thing with one particular size. As shown here, I've got one size here, another size here, and another size here. All 3 of these are different sizes. So if you wanted to, you can mix and match these any way you want to. If you do multiple tiers above here, you'll need to print a front, a back, and then however many middles that you want. And in addition to that, you'll need to print the legs appropriate to what how many tiers you've got. So this has 4 shelves. So this is going to be, I believe, this one is called legs 4. So 4 legs would require 4 shelves would require that leg. One more tier up would be legs 5, which is the max that I have created in the file. If there's any interest in going any higher, please just let me know in the comments, and I will go through and create another leg set to allow you to do that. If there's any questions or comments on the design, please let me know. I will do my best to answer those, and hopefully I can make changes if there are any. And obviously, I think this is probably a very versatile thing. So my wife's going to get use out of this to store some of her makeup items. I'm going to get use out of it to store paints, and then I'm going to get use out of it to store some of my woodworking tools. Okay, here is the wall shelf finished printing. I just got the alert a couple minutes ago. It's still warm, so it's stuck to the plate quite well. It's instructions for these printers say to wait till it cools before you remove anything, but I'm sure I'm not the only one that pulls it off pretty much as soon as it gets done. Here we go. Bits fit in like that. All right, so there you go. You can see fits in there. Holds its 1/4 inch bits. I don't have many 1/4 inch bits, so that's very limited, but that's what we're looking at. Thanks for watching.